Welcome to Oaken Bros,
What's
everybody.
up, everybody? Happy Wednesday evening on the East
Big
Coast.
day.
Huge day.
Big day.
Before we jump into like the really big news, we have even bigger news than the news that I have.
I became
TikTok famous, bro. I'm
I
saying
don't know
it.
about TikTok famous,
Oh,
but I hit over 1,000 subs on TikTok
in 3 fucking days, people.
which was absolutely amazing.
3 days.
And
Sharon just
and I got
Sharon.
YouTube. I got on TikTok live.
Sharon, hello, honey.
So
and Patty says hello.
exciting. So we're streaming on my phone on TikTok and on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube.
Eric's gonna do the bus it challenge. Bus it.
Only if you do it.
I would do the bus it challenge. Are you kidding me? Those are the funniest videos. What's up, Alex? Yeah, Eric became TikTok famous in 3 freaking days of like talking about these like sarcastic jokes because that's how Eric goes.
Yeah, no, it was really cool. I
Drew.
didn't expect my joke to take off. It's at almost 100,000 views now, and I basically I said what did I say? Group of I don't even remember. But whatever, go check out my TikTok and then.
What did you say? What did you say on the TikTok?
Alex, can you hear me? Alex is on my TikTok. Can you hear your dad on TikTok?
Alex. Testing Alex.
This is all very exciting stuff.
So how many platforms are we live on now?
We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and TikTok.
Jesus Christ. We need to be. Is there Instagram live? Can we get on Insta live?
I think it's like a threshold that you have to hit. So yeah. I'm not 100% sure.
I have like 10,000 followers on Instagram. I don't know if that's possible. Like, I can get us live on Insta.
Yeah.
Do I have to apply for it?
I don't know. Got to look that up. Instagram was never really my bag of tea. Yeah.
Never was a huge fan of Instagram.
Right.
It's a good platform.
So yes, Alex can hear everyone loud and clear on TikTok.
Man, I just shot up to 9 people on my feed.
Like it.
Are you at 500,000 on TikTok yet? Watching you?
Didn't know the blog was live now. Well, this isn't a blog. This is a show. But yes, we've been live. We go live every Monday and Wednesday. Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern, and Wednesday 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And we've been doing this. I mean, we've done a lot of shows.
We've been doing live shows for, what, 6 months now? When did you get on? What's up, Melissa?
We are on Clubhouse.
Ooh, you know what, Eric? We should have set that up tonight.
I mean, how many devices?
How'd you not remind me to set up Clubhouse? Were you too busy on your 100,000 follower TikTok platform?
Yes.
Legit, anyone who's not on TikTok, you're missing out.
All right.
My brother went viral in 3 fucking days. It's unbelievable.
If you can just be a little funny and think outside the box a little bit, you can make it there. But yeah, we're on Clubhouse. It is definitely part of the plan that we're going to start creating content there. But it's kind of like whatever you do on Clubhouse, they made it so it's like completely independent of everything else. So, kind of is what it is.
You getting people trickling in on your TikTok?
Yeah, bro.
Really?
TikTok famous, bro.
TikTok famous, bro.
There's 2 people there.
Oh, man.
One of them's your son. No, listen.
It's 50% family.
I'm not,
you're still not out of the friends and family phase.
Need another a lot to get. I was watching this kid. He does those videos where he's like, he like starts gagging and he says like facts, like, the airplane, and like he does stuff like that. And he was live and he had like 387 people watching him, which was cool, but it's not as much as I thought he would because he has like 2 million followers. So I guess
that's not a good ratio.
Yeah. So I guess like, go ahead.
Unless those followers were all bought. And I don't know if you can buy. Can you buy followers on TikTok?
I don't know. There was something with like Charlie D'Amelio, and somebody was like, "Look, that you can track the followers going up and down, and you see like goes up 500,000 followers, down 250,000, up 500,000. So it's like constantly changing because like the numbers are so large. I don't really know.
We should have the same problems as Charlie D'Amelio.
Getting her own show on Hulu.
She's the new Kardashian. I mean, the Kardashians are done, thank God.
Yeah. Guys, is the audio okay today? Let me know if the audio is okay.
I could hear you fine.
Good.
I don't know if anyone else on the feed can, but
I don't know. But anybody on TikTok land, come over to our YouTube channel and say hello. We're live on there. I'm live on there with my bro. Our channel is called Oaken Bros. So come check us out.
I'm just waiting for more people to trickle in before I give my big news today. I don't want to like drop the bomb at 8:35. Sharon says the audio is good here, so we're good. Thank you, honey.
Very nice. But yeah, it's all very
really exciting. This week was like it was an oddball week, man. It was an oddball week. I had crazy anxiety this week. I wasn't feeling myself.
yeah.
It was just nervous. It was just a nerve-wracking week. I don't know, like, you know, I want to go out. I want to start doing things again. You know, the vaccines are rolling out and you hear the good news, then you hear bad news, then you hear good news and bad news. It's been for me, a roller coaster of emotions. Yes, Tammy, we're getting to it.
We're on the way for Michael's book being made into a movie, and he hit a pretty big milestone this week.
I'll give you the story. I'll give everyone the story, and you know, we could talk about it throughout the hour because I'm sure people are going to be jumping in and jumping out. But I wrote a book. You fucking believe this? 2014, Eric. That's when.
Well, before you start there, we interviewed yesterday. We interviewed.
Let me get there. I'll tell the story first.
All right.
I'll tell the story. I wrote a book. I had my name changed. It was called Monsterland by Michael Philip Cash. See, there's the Werewolf River Run, Vampire Village.
I made that cover, by the way.
Eric made this cover. It was like the coolest cover. And it's about a theme park with monsters. This journey that I've been on with this book has been a defining chapter in my life. No pun intended. And this was self-published, right? We put this out 2015. I wrote it in 2014. This came out in October 2015. And it was one of my best-selling books. I think I sold like 5,000 copies the first weekend that I put it out because it was like one of my most requested books. Long story short, I got an agent, I got a lit agent, I got an entertainment attorney, the whole 9 yards. And then they finally wanted the publisher wanted Monsterland. Hello, Kayla. I like how she says hello.
She types it as she talks.
She does. And then I published this book. This is a published version of Monsterland. It was redone, and it was done by Kevin J. Anderson's banner. And if anyone doesn't know who Kevin J. Anderson is, he does all the Star Wars and Dune books. Really prolific guy, awesome gentleman. He got me published. And then I got a manager and everything changed. And I got this manager, his name is John Levin. And Eric and I were fortunate enough to interview him yesterday. He came on the podcast, which, you know, I was kind of shocked. I know he was a pretty, like, you know, subdued guy. He wasn't into social media and interviews and shit, but I saw he did an interview and I said, all right, let's get you on, Johnny. He came on, and the stories this man had, that was like one of
Robin Williams,
Dustin Hoffman,
Hook.
He
Spielberg.
He got Hook made into a movie. He got Shrek. He knew J.J. Abrams when J.J. Abrams was a nobody.
He knew J.J. Abrams when J.J. Abrams did the animation for Shrek.
Right.
He was the original. They were the original creators of Shrek. And then didn't Katzenberg fire him?
Katzenberg fired him, and then he started Bad Robot.
Isn't that amazing? Do you think that he was destroyed when he got fired by Katzenberg? And now
that's success, though. Like,
you know, J.J. Abrams today.
That was how Lee Iacocca did it, saying, you know, I'm going to build a company that's going to dwarf yours. That was an Anthony Robbins. So anyway, Monsterland. So found out last May, I had a conversation with a screenwriter. This gentleman won the Nickel Fellowship Award. His name is Walker McKnight. And if anybody doesn't know, the Nickel Fellowship Award is the best screenplay, just one step lower behind the Oscars. There's the Oscars best screenplay, and then there's the Nickel Fellowship. It's the screenplay just for the Oscars. Thank you, Jules.
Thank you, Julie.
Love you, dear. Thank you so much. I that wouldn't have gotten it this far without Julie Gerber. And as of Monday, everyone, I signed a contract with Walker, and Walker is now turning Monsterland into a big budget feature film screenplay. And the version that this gentleman has for this book is going to blow your socks off. Now, it's not made into a movie yet. We do have some time, But
starting. The next thing is, you know, like what John is, and you'll see the interview that we did with John Levin, who is Michael's manager.
and Walker's manager.
Yeah, and Walker's manager. This is what John does. John packages deals. So he says, okay, I have an original idea. I have a writer. Now, when the writing is done, I'm going to go and get a director, and then I'm going to go and get a couple of movie stars signed on, and then we're going to go to a studio and say, here's what we have. We have this idea, we have this writer, we have these actors, and we have this director, and then they're going to go and try and sell it. But that's what he does, and he did that for Hook. He did that for Shrek. He did that for Where the Wild Things Are. He did that for The Karate Kid with Will Smith. That was his idea to make. He saw that Jaden Smith was a black belt in karate, so he's like,
And his boss came to him and said, "We need Will Smith as a client. We need you to get a movie with Will Smith." And John Levin went into the archives, found The Karate Kid, and said, "Let's remake The Karate Kid." The movie Due Date with Robert Downey Jr. is John Levin's life.
yeah,
It's his life.
That was his. Yeah, he was out in Kansas when he first started. We're like telling the whole story from the podcast, but it was so interesting, where he was out in Kansas. His wife was 8 months pregnant, and he had to get home because his wife was in labor, and he couldn't get home. It was in the middle of the night, and that sparked Due Date. That was in 1978. Due Date came out in like 2016 or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
Oh, it took him 30 years to make that. Really was a phenomenal interview. That's coming out soon.
But ultimately, to go from a self-published version to the published version, and now turning this into an actual film screenplay by an actual like WGA writer. Eileen says, "I'm so happy for you." Thank you, Eileen. Patty says, "Congrats."
But
Patty
yes,
says,
I mean that is what he had to go and sign.
Yeah. Yeah. So Monsterland is now, and it's not a movie yet. It's not a movie yet. The screenplay is going to be delivered by Walker in 12 weeks.
It's it's not even the amount of work, it's the amount of thought and the amount of want and the amount of praying and the amount of never ending wantingness towards the goal. And we didn't even hit the goal. He got to here to this point. And
it's definitely it's leveling up the book. And I've had countless conversations with Walker over the last 6 months, and the vision that he has for this story. This is Harry Potter level, everyone. This is not some Friday night, just make a movie and you're done. Some cheap horror thing. This is summer blockbuster stuff. And I have a strong inclination that John is going to take this script that's being written right now. Actually, I got off the phone with Walker a couple hours ago, and he's already on chapter 2. I added 35,000 more words to the second version of Monsterland, 35,000 more words. And now he has the new manuscript and he's going chapter by chapter. Thank you. I don't know who that Facebook user is, but thank you. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you. Thank you, Tammy. Really appreciate it. And again, like, this is a journey, people. Like, I wrote this shit in 2014. We're 7 years in. We're 7 years in, and I've been published.
And then that was the moral of John Levin's interview, where he's like, he's still sitting on ideas that he thinks it's one of the greatest scripts ever made, and it's from a famous story. And I don't want to ruin too much of the interview by what we're saying, but it's still not made. And you would think that a guy who could get those tentpole blockbusters made, that he would be able to snap his fingers and get a movie made, and it's just not like that.
No. So, I mean, do I think this is going to get turned into a movie? Yes, 110%.
I'm working on it.
Telling you, Julie, he has poker geist. There's a lot of shit going on in my life right now. There's a lot of shit. Thank you, Simon. Really appreciate it. Listen, this is huge news. I've had this dream of turning this into a movie. Yeah, you're not kidding it. Thank you. So, since the day I told Eric about the story about I want to make a theme park with zombies, and Eric said, absolutely not. It's got to be werewolves, vampires, and zombies.
I was in my basement. I remember.
Yep, I was in my kitchen. I called him.
And we were thinking about calling it Monster World. Yep. Or something.
It may change. It may. Walker may.
I have a feeling it's going to.
It's very possible. Listen. I want one thing.
Based on the book,
based on the book, on the big screen, based on the book, or created by or characters by Michael Oken. All right, that's all I'm looking for. That's all I'm looking for. But yeah, huge news, guys. I mean, this book was optioned by Jordan Kerner. Jordan Kerner did the Smurfs. Okay. And Jordan Kerner did the Smurfs, and he optioned Monsterland.
Instead Monsterland didn't work out for whatever reason, and instead of
the option ran out.
Yeah, it just didn't. It just couldn't get done. So he did Clifford the Big Red Dog instead. How do you like that?
And that's coming out. So that's a Jordan Kerner movie. Everyone go see it because he's a really great guy, and he gave me my first shot at this. And he hired the two screenwriters of Chicken Little. Okay, Disney's Chicken Little pitched me their take on Monsterland. And I mean, look, I'll call a space, but it was awful. It was not Monsterland. It was so different from the book. One of the characters was filming half the movie through Twitter Periscope. It was just the idea is old now, and that was about 4 years ago, right? And if they came out with the idea of their version of Monsterland, it was not what I wanted. But hey, Stephen King hated the idea of The Shining, Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. So, but yeah, this is super exciting. And on top of that,
the video game, you could definitely make like a world.
Oh yeah.
Like a Call of Duty.
That's the Illuminati, right?
Yeah, that's like 15 years away.
That's not 15 years away. I'm in zero control of that.
Yeah.
And anyone who says, "Oh,
that's the most frustrating part about all of this is that, we come from the self-publishing world. Like everything we're doing with our show, we snap our fingers and we do it.
Yep.
Like that's how we were brought up. We want to open here. Do it. And then all of a sudden Michael gets to the point where in Hollywood and he's like,
hold the fuck on.
Yeah.
Hold your horses, buckaroo.
Yep.
In LA, they don't let you do anything. They are in control of your career. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating as hell. But you know what? If you want anything done, they would never take a self-published book seriously. Well, unless you sold 100 million copies of
this.
There
are exceptions, but that's like 50 Shades of Grey, and that's about it.
Heather Markowitz says, congrats. So great. Thank you, Heather. Love having you on. Really appreciate it. And we're coming to LA, Heather. We're going to come to LA. But yeah, to take this and turn it into an actual working script. And I know, I'm calling it right now. It's January 27th, 2021. He's going to attach stars to this. Guaranteed. And I really didn't even want to say anything to our audience, but John was like, we're getting a script made.
Yeah.
He's like, Walker McKnight is writing that script. If anybody wants to look up Walker, he won the Nickel Fellowship Award for his screenplay, Street Rat Alley Punches Her Ticket. If you guys want to Google Street Rat Alley, Walker McKnight, the most insane screenplay you have ever read. It's this futuristic, dystopian, bubblegum, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, dystopian novel in a screenplay format. Hello, Facebook user. I don't know who that is.
What's up?
Thanks, Anthony. And he won the Nickel Fellowship, and this kid was assigned to write Monsterland, the movie.
Yep.
So
yeah, it's incredibly exciting, but there still is a long road ahead. And
no, it's not. No, it's not. It'll be out by Christmas.
There's still, and what's even more, you just take a big breath where, there's no guarantees that, this is going to get made and it's going to take 6 months to write, right? 4 months, 3 months. Okay. So let's say 3 months to write. And then it's gotta, you gotta go and pray to the angels.
Well, how do you think I got to this point?
Yeah.
Right. How do you think I got to this point of getting actually someone that's going to turn Monsterland into something tangible, something physical?
Yeah.
Right. And the story he pitched me. Oh my God, this story. And
there's a very specific reason why the movie is always different from the book. That is a conscious decision that the studios do and the authors do and the publishers do, because it's people own different rights to different stories. Mm-hmm. And that's why they're always so different.
Yeah.
Very rarely, there's only one Harry Potter, and the first Harry Potter was exactly like the book. There's only one 50 Shades of Grey, and the very first the first 50 Shades in the movie were virtually the same. Very rarely does that happen. Mm-hmm. It's always going to be much different from the movie.
Dr. Sleep was very similar to the book.
There are exceptions.
Yeah, and Stephen King probably said, "You're not changing this." And if they wanted the book, he probably said, "You're not changing this," and they did it shot for shot.
No. Thank you,
Lee says
Tammy.
hello.
Yeah, I made both those covers.
Yeah.
And,
Monsterland, baby.
yeah.
Eric's going to design the movie poster. Self-published, Michael Philip Cash, published, and so I own the rights to this now. I bought the rights back because they ran out from the current publisher, and how this is going to work is they're going to write the script, which they're doing right now. Actually, Walker's writing the script now, and then hopefully a publisher is going to pick it up, which I have no doubt in my mind that that's right.
Manifest that.
Manifest that shit. Louisa said the only movie that mirrored the book was the Vampire Lestat. Yeah, no, there are a few of them out there.
It's out there. It doesn't not happen, but very rarely does it happen.
Yeah, guys, I just want to say this has been a dream of mine since I'm in kindergarten, and nothing still has happened yet.
Yeah,
since I'm in kindergarten, I've always wanted to be in film.
No, thank you, Julie.
Thanks, Julie. This podcast is going to be ground zero for all things with my film career, because I know I'm going to have a career in film.
Yeah,
I know it's going to happen. I don't know when. It currently, like, something is happening right now. And I had a really good day today. It was a tough Monday and Tuesday. It was stressful and annoying and a lot of bullshit flying. And today was a really good day. It was nice. Yeah. Do it.
Yeah, no, and if you're showing up a little late, I became a little bit of TikTok famous. I'm streaming live on TikTok now. If you want, go follow me there. A couple of my posts went super viral. I'm talking between the two posts, well over 200,000 views, thousands and thousands and thousands of likes and comments, and I'm finally able to build a real community on there, and I'm in the process now, which is really, really exciting. I'm super.
How do you feel? Do you feel different now, Eric, that you're? I mean, I'm calling you TikTok famous. Do you feel that there's like no, really and truly? Because I feel different today knowing that Walker is writing the Monsterland script. I feel.
You know what it is? It's.
I feel leveled up.
It's all about the journey. Once you get, I always, if I could just get on TikTok live. Well, I got it, and now you gotta fucking work it. If I could just get 1,000 followers, if I could just, like you said, you just keep leveling up. Trying to make the magic happen. It's all about the journey. It's never about where you're going to land. You have to enjoy the process. I've been on TikTok for about a year until I figured out my voice and what I want to say and what flies on TikTok. And from what I found, it's sarcastic humor is where it goes. And that's not necessarily who I am. Who I am is pretty much who I am on this show. And I don't really think I have a sarcastic sense of humor, but I'll go and I'll write a one-liner, or I'll get some inspiration online and then kind of make it my own, and then I'll go and test it out on TikTok. Like, I made a post today, it's doing okay, but I said I found it online and I posted it on there, and I said I want to thank whomever told my mom that WTF means wow, that's fantastic. I thought that was a really funny joke. It's approaching like 10,000 or so, or something like that.
Jesus Christ, man!
But yeah, it's I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was great.
It's based on truth, because like mom doesn't know what any of this shit means, and then you have people commenting. They're like, "My dad thinks laugh out loud means lots of love." I'm like, that's so lovely. Like, that's super wholesome.
Our mother's the type of person, and big shout out to Lady Phyllis out there. This has been happening a lot lately, and I don't know if other mothers are doing this, but every time she's called me, I don't know if it's been the past week or two, she'll either be vacuuming or washing her hands, and the phone is on the other side of the room, right? So like,
and hear you, Mom.
Hey, what are you guys doing? What's going on? Mom, we can't hear you. Hold on. I'm putting the rumba away. Hold on. Why did you call me if you're rumbing? Yeah. But that's, our mother's been doing that like a lot lately, and it's just been,
Yeah, but it's fun. It's all about the process and trying to hack your way into the system. And we definitely have to take over. We have to try and make our land in Clubhouse. We have to start.
We signed up. We were invited to Clubhouse a couple weeks last week.
Yeah, Simon hooked me up. Simon Chen.
Yeah, no, appreciate that, Simon. Yeah. Lou says she's sticking to to WTF sticking. So,
yeah. Wow, that's fantastic. WTF.
Everyone go sign up to my brother's TikTok, Eric.Oken.
I put some funny stuff on there. Check me out.
Actually, you know what? You don't even need our Facebook and Insta and all those people things.
It's a lot of fun. So shifting gears a little bit, today we interviewed Eben Alexander.
By the way, Sharon says congrats to you both. Love you, Sharon.
Thanks, Sharon. Yeah, we interviewed Eben Alexander. He is a former neurosurgeon, doctor, scientific of all doctors, taught at Harvard, and he went into a coma from viral meningitis. He all but died, and he was in a coma for 7 days, and he went to the afterlife, and he had these vivid descriptions of what the afterlife is like, and the love and the fulfillment and flying on a butterfly and seeing people dancing and fields of flowers and just all this amazing magical stuff. If you're interested, check out the book
Proof of Heaven.
Proof of Heaven. And yeah, I mean, it was magical. I love interviewing these NDE guys. They are all so once I feel like for a person who has an NDE, because we've interviewed 2 so far, they don't give a shit about anything. They don't care about, they don't care about money. They don't care about things. All they care about is love and spreading love. And he's like, when you pass on, he's like, you go into your life review, and every single ounce of pain that you have caused somebody goes back to you. Why? Because everybody is one. And holy shit, this blew my mind, and it shifted me as a person. All right. He was talking about memories. He said, scientifically, we have found out that memories are not stored in the brain. Okay. Let me repeat that. Memories are not stored in the brain. All right. They are stored with your soul. And that makes sense because the brain is here to control your mouth. The brain is here to control your bodily functions and your nervous system. And it's here to control all of those things. But your memories go with you. And that makes perfect sense because when we go meet our Father, he remembers us. He remembers things about his company. And he's explaining to George Anderson about his cars and about his kids and his grandkids. And he's calling out those are memories. So memories go with you. That changed my life today. That changed my life because I was grappling with thoughts, right? I was grappling so hard with where everything in the human body is physical. You go to the bathroom, you do, everything is physical but your thought. Where the fuck does your thought come from? It's manifested into thin air. You can think about the most random thing. Where does it come from if everything else in your body is physical? And I asked him that question, and then it went into, and then he answered it about memory, that you take your memories with you from lifetime to lifetime. And if you watch Surviving Death on Netflix and you saw that Reincarnation episode, Jesus Christ. That was absolutely amazing that this kid is remembering things from his past life. You take your thoughts with you. That changes everything for me.
What did it change for you?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It just made me feel good.
Yeah. The idea is that you survive death. That's the point of it.
Stored in the heart. I heard we have a brain matter in the heart.
Sure.
It's, like there's no, from learning from these NDE guys, these near-death experience guys, it's impossible for us to understand what it is not to have a physical body. When you die and your spirit goes, you don't have eyes, you don't have a brain, you don't have a mouth, you don't have a tongue, you don't have anything. So you are pure, you're just pure energy. Right.
Eric, my feed's blowing up a little bit. I want to just read off some stuff.
Sure.
George Muffset joined us. George says, so my wife is talking to 2 men, WTF. I just want to mention if Eric stood on my shoulders, we would reach George's chin. So George, no, Lou was not talking to us. We were just having a friendly conversation.
Sorry, George.
Sorry, George. And George's arms are the size of like your thighs, Eric. Okay. No. That's like that's his thumb. Okay.
Nothing
that's number 1. Number 2, do you guys believe in reincarnation?
Yes.
What, Lou, watch Surviving Death episode 6 on Netflix.
And watch our interviews with all the mediums that we've had. They always bring it up, and it's just so amazing.
100%. And then hold on, I got Sharon here. What about the things I don't want to remember? And someone laughed at that. And I don't know, you know, Sharon could be like half serious and half joking around. The things you don't want to remember, I think it's still there.
Well, it's a lesson learned. This is why we come back, and it's because we are souls experiencing humanity. But there's no such thing as humanity on the other side. It doesn't exist. There's just energy.
There's
and
no
only love.
There's no lips.
Yeah.
There's no eyebrow. There's nothing. It's your pure spirit. You literally, and this is what Peter Panagore said, who crossed over and came back. He said, you literally become fucking superhuman.
Yep.
You become like Iron Man. You become, you can fly. You can be everywhere at once.
And you can go there at whim. By meditating, by doing all those things. I have a very hard time with that, and I'm trying and I'm practicing, but you know, I'm always on. Like the only time I'm off is when I'm going to sleep, but my eyeballs are always on something, and it's because I'm addicted, whether it's TV, whether it's my phone, whether it's a podcast, whether I'm thinking about something or working. I'm always on. So I have an incredibly hard time disconnecting and meditating. And I don't think I've ever successfully been able to do that.
You know what, Eric? It's time. You know, we're interviewing these people.
I know.
We're interviewing these people, and they're telling you, they're giving you the fucking answers to the homework. They're giving you the answers to life's test because they cheated, right? They cheated on the test. They know what the answers are and what we're supposed to be talking like and thinking like and being like. Those guys, Peter Panagore and Eben Alexander, the mediums, they've been nothing but loving. They have treated but nothing.
What's amazing is, you know, you have to be careful in this lifetime. You have to be careful, and you have to spread love, not hate. Because any ounce of hate that you're going to spread is going to come right back to you. And the reason why is because we are all one. We are all part of the light. So if that means we all are one, any amount of hate or pain or suffering that you're going to inflict onto somebody else, you're actually inflicting it on yourself.
I asked Peter Panagore. Peter Panagore in his book says, love is everything. And it's like, all right, dude, you know, I want to cut to the chase. I love my wife. I love my kids, right? Like, how much more, like, what more love? He goes, take all the love from all the fathers who love their children and all the fathers who love their wives and combine it into a pin drop. That's what he's talking about. That there is this from all time, not just right now in 2021.
It's pure, utter bliss.
I asked Eben Alexander today, I said, he goes, I went into the light and I was in the core. And God was in the core, and I was one with God. And I stopped the interview and I said, Eben, what was that like? Explain that. And he said, pure, unlimited, and utter bliss.
Yep.
I'm like, oh my God, give me more.
Yep.
You know, no amount of chocolate can do that to you.
And we're trying, if you guys have watched Surviving Death on Netflix, we're trying to get Laura Lynn Jackson on the show.
Yeah, so if anyone knows Laura Lynn Jackson out there, Eben Alexander knows her, and he's trying to.
Yeah, he's going to try us.
Sharon
she became super famous now because she was on the Netflix.
We're gonna get her.
Yeah,
we're gonna get her. We're gonna 100% get her. Sharon said she meant the question playfully, not in all seriousness. But honestly, Sharon, that is a pretty serious question. Like, what about the things that people like? I thought about that when Eric was talking about the memories. You take the memories with you. You know, what if you were abused or something, or
you take it with you from lifetime to lifetime, because there's been so many cases where you hear people who are reincarnated and they have the pain with them. They take the pain of, like in that Surviving Death show of he was a pilot and he kept having fears that the plane was crashing.
Don't reveal it. Everyone go watch Surviving Death, episode 6, Reincarnation. Yeah. I would like to mention, I went to a medium and we spoke about Monsterland, and it was Glenn Dove. And my dad came through, and Glenn Dove was like, you're trying to get a movie made. And I said, yes. And this was about 2 years ago. So it was in 2019. He's like, "You're trying to get a movie made?" I said, "Yes." And he's like, "But it's taking a long ass time." I said, "Yes, it's taking forever." He said, "This is not your first rodeo." And I said, "No shit. I've been, I wanted to make movies when I was 16." He's like, "No, no, 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 no." He's like, "You've been wanting to make movies for eons. You've been trying to work in the film industry for eons. You've been trying to get movies made. You've been a writer for lifetime after lifetime after lifetime." And he said, "This is the life that it's going to happen. This is the life that you're going to fulfill your obligation here."
What was amazing about Eben Alexander today, he was like, it's scientifically proven that there is a soul.
This guy's a neurosurgeon. I want to mention.
Yeah, he is a neurosurgeon, and he's like, there are other doctors, and it's not mainstream, but there is data and there is research that we are souls inhabiting meat suits, that we are in the matrix, that the life we are living now is the dream, and you are truly awake and alive when you are on the other side.
Which makes no sense to me.
It makes no sense because our monkey brains and monkey thoughts have no way to figure out what is going on there. But that whole memory thing, that blew my mind today. Absolutely blew my mind, and I'm going to keep that with me. So incredibly cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you have more get more people on TikTok, Eric?
Our podcast building will be a memory. Good vibes. Yes.
100%, Anthony. And I believe that everyone we meet has been, it plays an important role in your life.
Yes. Our energy never leaves this realm, whatever it is, but this universe.
You know what? We've heard from our father, and our father says we're also over there on the other side. Think about this, everyone.
We're there. Yes, we're here and we're there at the same time.
If we are all one, right? If we all come from the light, right? The same light and everything, and we're inhabiting these meat suits, but we're all one. We all come from this source. We technically are still there. That's why we were always going to mediums, and then our dads always saying, "I don't miss you because I'm with you." Right. It's like, all right, I guess you're with me here. What does that even mean? And he's like, you're here. It's all linked up. It's all connected.
I think about that too. Tammy asked, I wonder if deja vu is a glitch in the matrix.
100% yes.
Yeah.
100% yes. There's no doubt.
You've gone to places, or you could swear that something you've done happened already. I can't see that being a mistake. And like Dr. Alexander was talking today, people will say that it's your mind shutting down, or it's a complete chemical reaction. And he's like, the only way to surefire exist in the other realm is by doing drugs, by doing DMT, by doing ayahuasca. And what that actually does is, and they've measured this scientifically, it shuts down your brain. So when you take DMT and you take ayahuasca, your brain is shut down, and that's why they have those experiences of otherworldly realms while they're on those types of drugs. Yeah. And
I just wanted to mention that Eric and I don't like to take Advil.
I doubt I will ever take ayahuasca.
If you and I had balls of steel, I would love to do ayahuasca, Eric.
We have very soft balls, Michael. I don't know what to tell you.
Small. Yeah, no, DMT and shit, I can't, man. Forget it. All I need is I'm going to end up in the fucking ER with an allergic reaction. Forget about it. Oh, I can't. I think I'm choking. No, that's just the trip. No, I think my tongue is swelling up.
You're so allergic to nuts.
Yeah, just not happening. Again, we don't take.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, this podcast and interviewing and meeting these people has been so cathartic, and it's answering questions that I've always wanted answered.
Yep. Yeah. And it's so comforting when people are like, "Yeah, I'll be on your show."
Yeah.
People want to get their word out there. Eben Alexander,
the NDE guys are so
spreading the love, man. They're spreading their message. Peter Panagore's NDE and Eben Alexander's NDE. Man, these guys are just like I said, like they have the answers to life's test. Yeah. They don't deal with the bullshit. They don't care. They don't care. The news that doesn't bother them.
No, because
it's all fake.
I asked both those guys about like law of attraction, and they brush me off. They're like, "Who the fuck cares? Who wants anything?
Right?
Who cares?" I'm like, but I want $1 billion. You know, you know what I mean? Like,
you're on the
what do
other
you
side.
mean you don't want that?
When you're on the other side, you can manifest anything you want because you're unlimited being.
Right.
Right. See,
Yeah.
this is what I want to talk about, Eric. It took me 7 years to get this to turned into a script. 7 years.
Mhm.
It's being written right now to become a Hollywood motion picture by an accredited award-winning screenwriter.
Right.
If I was on the other side, the shit would have been like that.
But
It would have been.
the thing is, on the other side, none of that stuff matters.
Yeah, it does.
No,
Big
it
palace
doesn't. That's the whole point. That's why they always just laugh and scoff when you ask about the law of attraction, and they're like, "I just want to be one with the light.
Right.
I just want happiness and love. That's the only thing that matters to me."
Right.
And they're like, once you have happiness and love and you really embrace that, everything just comes, but who the fuck cares?
Right.
And that was both their attitudes about everything.
Puny ego. When he said that today, I shriveled up into this little ball. When he's like, your puny ego, I'm like, motherfucker. I'm like, I just signed a contract to turn my book into a movie. What do you mean in my puny ego? And he's like, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. Being one with the light means everything. I guess I'm still, my ego is still running my race.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
I have a hard time saying, you know what, Walker, don't write it. I just want to be one with the light. Like, I'm here. I'm doing it. The script is being written.
I still want so much, and I have so much to prove to myself.
Right.
I never cared about other people's opinion. I mean, admiration feels great.
Sure.
And you know, being recognized for what you do is a great feeling. And I think there's nothing wrong with wanting those things, but I'm not ready to give up on my ego.
Next lifetime.
Yeah. This
I'll
one,
be a
I want
monk.
to nail this one to the wall.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I
But I mean, how cool would
do,
that be to say, like, I'm done. I don't need anything. Just give me food and give me shelter, and that's it. I don't care.
I don't know. Is that fulfilling?
That's what these guys were talking like, you know,
I mean, is that selfish?
to want something.
No, to not want something.
This is how I look at it, Eric. And I believe every word that Peter Panagore and Eben Alexander told us, but I also believe what Dad said. And Dad said, if you want something, ask the archangels. They're going to help you out.
Right.
So if the truth was what Eben and Peter said, and I believe it was the truth, I believe that they went to that final realm. If Dad came through and said, you don't want the movie deal, sell the company. You don't do it.
Right.
Meditate, be one with God. Don't worry about the rest. I don't know if I would listen to him. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know what
I don't know if I would either, because everything that I do is so I can set up a better life for my children. And I feel like that's why I said I feel like it would be selfish not to want to do things.
Right.
Because, you know, I mean, sure, kick back, meditate, you know, eat, and, you know, just live out my days in peace and, you know, like in a hut somewhere. Sounds great. But, you know, what would that do for the people that rely on me?
Right. Right. There's nothing wrong with loving everyone. Right.
Yeah.
Like, I think that would be really cool to be like, yeah, I love you. I saw a TikTok a few minutes before we went live, and this guy, great guy, he went and just stopped at a random corner in a street in a random town. He's like, yo, I love you, man. He's like, you're a good man. You're a good soul. Everyone needs love. And this guy came over running to him to the car. Look, he looked kind of homeless. It looked like he was in Florida. And he started hugging him. He's like, this is what I needed today, man. Started crying and everything. I don't know if it was stage or whatnot, but it was a great TikTok.
Well, one of my TikToks is being a dick doesn't make yours bigger.
5,000 more subs.
I love it. So we have a few questions here. When does the video come out? So our upcoming videos are tomorrow.
Big one tomorrow.
Tomorrow is Justin Sledge Esoterica, really nitty gritty stuff into mysticism and magic. And then we have Brad Lampert, who is the reason why I became TikTok famous. Then we have Peter Panagore. So Peter Panagore comes out February 11th. And Dr. Eben Alexander's is coming out on March 11th. So we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 interviews ahead. We're only releasing one interview a week. It was too much pressure to try and do 2 a week.
We'll get there. We're gonna end
Yeah,
up doing
eventually
5 a
we'll get
week.
there, but,
Yeah.
it's just a little too much
When we
where
get to Joe Rogan levels, which will happen. Sharon
he does 3 a week.
does he? You know,
Yeah.
I would do 3. I would do 4 just to beat him. Sharon says, I think everything in balance. The point of the human experience is to learn. How can you learn without any needs? I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Does Peter Pettigrew's upcoming interview go deeper than what's in the book? I believe so because his expression and, there's one thing to read what somebody thinks, but to actually listen and talk to what somebody thinks, I think is 2 different things.
And the idea, when Eric and I interview someone, we're interviewing as like fanboys. We're interviewing of like, what was heaven like? Don't tell us, don't report what was in the book. We read the book. What did you feel physically? What
Yeah,
did
I
you
mean, you
feel
can
mentally?
definitely tell when we interview people, they have their shticks and like they have their rehearsed lines, as do we. When you go on, you say the same thing over and over again, and you just become really good at it. The goal of having a show and of interviewing people is to make that person to think and to come up with a question where they go, "Huh, that was a really good question." When someone's like Peter, Eben said that today to one of my questions, and I'm like, that made my day. For somebody to a neuroscientist,
Yeah.
I didn't even graduate college.
Yes, you did.
Barely.
Barely. College is a waste, though. Who cares about college? If I didn't want to have to keep up. Oh,
It's Mars X. Shouldn't stream
Marek.
when Hololive is. Hololive is? I don't know, but don't get discouraged. Seen some of your videos. They deserve more love. Good luck, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Marek. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for
Yeah, no, we're
tuning in.
still going, man. And really, Gary V said it. I saw another video of his today. Guy's a genius. He's like, just it's all about the process. It's all about the journey, and just be happy now. And like, Gary V doesn't fucking run 24 hours a day. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. He has down days too. But you know what? Ultimately,
Yeah, he said that he does. He he thinks, he's I remember him saying he's like, I'm having a day where it's like a 4 out of 10. He's like, I'm just
Right.
having a shitty fucking day.
Right.
But his mantra is about happiness.
He
In
says,
a very non-spiritual way. Just do what makes you happy, not what makes you rich. Do what makes you happy.
right. But we bridge that spiritualism to happiness because why the
Yeah.
hell not? Right.
And then he said it was pretty interesting. He's like, someone will say, "Oh, I'd rather be crying in my Ferrari." And he's like, but then you're going to be crying in your Ferrari. And he's like, I know plenty of guys who cry in their Ferrari and they're miserable.
Yep.
I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. My feed died down, Eric. I don't know how yours is going.
We're going. We got action.
Good. Bring it up because everyone got really quiet on my feed. The minute I said I'm going to be famous and become Monsterland famous, everyone's like, I fucking hate you.
Still waiting on Janine. Yeah, we got our dates got mixed up, and then it hasn't been meant to be. We had like 3 dates, and then we've had to cancel, and she had to cancel, and
we're stacked on readings now, on interviews now for the next few months. So Janine we'll get her in there, just not anytime soon.
Yeah.
Every time that we went to have a reading with her, it's
something happened.
Like a brick wall came right down in front of us saying, you got to move this way. And
yeah,
it was generally with our day job, which was BLS. So,
but he's more comfortable in a Ferrari. Are you comfortable in a Ferrari though?
I like my Chevy Suburban. I'm sorry.
Chevy Suburban's comfortable.
Chevy Suburban's comfortable. And you know what's funny is like we grew up in the car business, and all those guys who were like, oh, you could have any car you want. Like our dad at a Porsche could give 2 shits.
I never ever cared about cars.
Not interested. I think because we grew up in the business, right?
The only time I care about cars is if I see like a black car down the street or like on TV. I'll look at like the license plate or like the sticker to see who it is.
Who cares?
That's like
not interested.
Limo guy in me.
Yeah, just not interested in cars. Don't care.
But yeah, that's it. We had an exciting week. Who else are we interviewing? Who do we have coming up? We have tomorrow. We're interviewing Sin's Corner. Who she has a YouTube channel. Check out Sin's Corner at CYNS. She does a lot of stuff about movies. And next week, we're interviewing your boy George. George.
Lou just said she's only interested when the car looks suspicious.
Yeah,
that's very true. She's like, that's the cop in me. Yeah.
And we got Michelle Barr, who's a psychic.
Mm-hmm.
and Eric Lee.
Cousin Eric.
Yep, Eric Lee.
Sharon's
Check out
cousin.
Eric Lee music. He's a country music singer.
Yep.
And
Sweetest kid on planet Earth.
yeah, and then we got to start.
Coolest Eric that I know.
We got to start filling up February, bro. Come on.
Bro, I'm trying. See how the dynamic work. Eric does the technology side of things, and I do the cold calling.
How was your experience with Alan Shaman?
The fucking greatest.
Yep.
Love that man. And when we go to Vegas, I'm going out for lunch or dinner with him. He is the nicest guy.
Yep. I went to his live stream.
I was there Monday night.
I was there Monday night, and I was a little perturbed because he stopped short and he's like, something's blocking me. I'm like, this is the first time I'm doing this. Is it fucking me that blocked him? I'm like, come on. And you know, I slept terrible on Monday night. And I'm wondering if it's because of whatever the fuck energy was going on. I don't know. But I love Alan. I love what he does. I love that he heals people. And the way that he was explaining where he's like, just imagine that your forehead is against my forehead. And I'm going to send healing energy to you. He's like, don't send energy back to me because it's going to interfere with the energy that I'm sending out. And Alan was great. The interview that we had with Alan was life-changing, and I love learning from these guys. It's another feather in the cap, notch in the belt of knowing that there is life beyond this life.
Yep. His trips, his experiences.
Yeah, with DMT and ayahuasca.
I could talk to Alan for 5 hours nonstop, and we only had an hour and a half interview with the guy. But he introduced us to Peter Panagore, and I introduced him to Eben Alexander. So, you know, it's really been it's been great networking with these people. Really great people out there.
Yeah, she was there Monday, and it was not normal Alan. It could have been my fault, Susan. I don't know.
Oh, no, it's not.
Maybe I was blocking him.
No, it's not. You're crazy, bro. You're crazy. Susan, thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate it. And, you know, I'm assuming you've heard us through Alan, who we absolutely love.
How are you guys celebrating your good news? Anything special?
I am going to sleep.
Yeah.
I slept like garbage last night.
Yeah,
I was up 1 in the morning to 5 in the morning.
We definitely feel like we're in the home stretch. And I'm hoping July 4th, we will be able to have our families over and have a barbecue and, you know, and friends and family and travel and do all those types of things. So we're still in hunker down mode. And, you know, unfortunately, fortunately, whatever.
For the people that joined us, I signed a contract to turn this into a screenplay, a feature-length screenplay, feature film, mega blockbuster summer movie with Walker McKnight. Everyone go look up Street Rat Alley. That's his award-winning screenplay.
Yep.
And Sharon says, Mama wants some bubbly. I think when we get the script, right, Sharon? That's when we're opening that Cristal. We have this bottle of Cristal from like when Alex was born.
Cristal popping in the Stretch Navigator.
There was food everywhere, as if the party was catered.
I got honey.
Stop.
Players to my right.
We got.
So who's a fan of? What's his name?
Lou wants to know. Can't wait. How can she get a book? You can get the audio version of it, but there's no. This was taken off. I own the right.
Was saying that she wants something signed before Tammy Benson. So Tammy, email us, and we'll email us your address, and we'll send you something.
Lou, DM me or PM me, whatever it is on Facebook.
It's DM, bro. It's not
I think it's PM, bro. No, I think it's PM. Personal message.
It's not. It's DM.
Lou, send me your information, and I will have my team send the book. And it's going to be an old version. It's going to be the old version because the updated version is not published yet.
It'll be more famous, bro.
You'll have the that copy. What's up, Stuart? Is that a Mets hat?
We got an Uncle Stu.
We have an Uncle Stu. We're doing well, Stuart. It was a good day, man. My book Monsterland is being turned into a features film screenplay by Walker McKnight.
I had a ton of exposure on TikTok.
I'm still trying the TikTok thing. It's my attitude.
You're not being yourself on there.
I don't like it. I haven't found my voice on it yet. Really and truly. You know, I was doing the spiritual stuff. I was doing law of attraction, just ask the universe and everything. And it felt good, but it just wasn't right. It just didn't feel right for me. You know, and here you look at someone like Psycho Bunny. LOL. Sure.
Yeah, but yeah, no, we had a good week, and next week looking good. Our day job is a ground transportation company, and seems to be picking up a little bit, so that's nice. They opened up Los Angeles, and that's where one of our offices are.
Newsom,
So
there was a gun held to Newsom's head. So you better fucking open up this state right now because it makes no difference. Florida was not on lockdown at all. Hey, Dr. Stacy.
Hey, how is your mom? I saw her as a guest and love her. Oh,
She's
thank
good.
you.
I got to tell you something.
I love the orange hearts. That
Those are
really
gorgeous.
works.
Keep
Yeah.
this up, Eric. Keep this up. Dr. Stacy, we had a call today with a client. Okay. It was my mom, my brother, and me. Really big client in LA. All right. This woman, she does so much film production. She has 5 studios booking her. I mean, this woman is, and she's the nicest person in the world.
And she, we have a huge connection with her, and like we love her. She loves us. It's everything that you can ever want in a business relationship, in a friendship.
We meet her in Vegas. We meet her in Vegas and we don't talk about business. We talk about everything, but then we start getting into the industry, but it's never about business.
And today, so we got on the phone today, and she's just hooking us up. She's being the best friend that you could possibly have, and she's giving us contacts and names, saying you got to go like this, you got to like that.
She's an angel, this woman.
And then
She's
my
an angel.
mom, our mother, goes, and she's like,
"Who's George?"
Yeah, who's George? And she's like, what? What? Like what?
My brother.
And then my mom gives her one of those ridiculous readings I've ever heard. And this lady, she's never had a reading before.
Never been to a psychic.
She was bawling on the phone. She didn't know what was happening. She was taking notes. And then she sent an email afterwards, and she's like, I just called everyone. I told everybody what happened, and their minds were melted. Minds were absolutely melted. And Phyllis, our mom, is going to be coming on next Wednesday.
Yeah, next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
Oh my God, Keisha, you just like my thing's blowing up. Like, when is your mom coming on, Keisha?
Yeah, Wednesday.
I think a week from tonight, right? Stop. It was
awesome.
Mind blowing. And on top of that, our father came through during the reading and told this woman
she has never done that before. My mom has done dozens of readings, if
dozens, hundreds.
Yeah, hundreds. I'm considering like the paid ones I was thinking, but other than that, like she does readings all the time. So yeah, it is hundreds or thousands of readings. Especially when like she's getting her hair done, and the hairdresser's grandfather comes through or whatever. But my father came through during that reading, and he was like, he thanked Andrea. And she's like, in all of the readings that she's ever done, she's like, Dad has never came through. So it was very special for him to come through and recognize her. So that means that I think he's just validating that she's a very good friend.
She is.
Yeah.
She is. She's a great person. And the reading today was off the charts.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Thanks for coming on, Stacy. That's really appreciate it. And the hearts are awesome. Those orange hearts are just wonderful.
What about the connections? Did that happen too? I'm not quite sure.
Connections, like she was running at 100%. If there was like
she was knocking the names out of the park, which she doesn't always do.
Right.
And that was pretty amazing. And she got on. The first thing that she said, she's like, there's a ring. And she's like, did you get the ring? And then she's like,
I was supposed to.
She's like, I was supposed to. And then she's like, your grandmother's really upset that you didn't get the ring.
And that was it. The tears.
And then she just lost it. And my mom was just like, Andrea was so open. She was so incredibly open. Yeah.
Tammy was unbelievable. Yeah, it was crazy. Stacy, what are you a doctor of? Just out of curiosity.
But yeah, no, it was a very interesting. That's day in the life of the Okins.
Have a meeting. And I said to Andrea, I said to Andrea, I'm like, I'll bet the competition can't do this, huh? Cracking up.
Yeah.
Cracking
You say, I bet you the competition can't do this.
I said,
I'd like to see so-and-so do this.
I'd like to see, our competitor do this. Because they can't. Because we are light years ahead of them.
Yeah, no.
Light years.
The more I do this, and the more I grow up, and the more we just do our business thing, it's just all about the relationship, and it's just you being you.
Yep.
Because everyone's got the same stuff. Like, is Apple the same as Microsoft? Yeah, it's all the same shit. You
Apple
know?
and Google, Android, it's all the same
You know,
garbage.
it's all the same stuff. You use what connects you to that. Did vegan gains convince y'all to go vegan?
I gotta tell you, Andrew, I'm definitely eating more vegetables. I'm
Yeah.
not fully vegan yet, but Vegan Gains was one of the best interviews we've done. The guy's incredible.
Yeah, he definitely opened my eyes that I was a militant carnivore and all I ate was meat, and he opened my eyes to the fact that, no, don't be an idiot.
And
You
we
know,
were idiots.
yeah, you know, like,
Closed-minded idiots.
you can eat fruits and vegetables. I was terrified of getting fat because I was, over 200 I was 280 pounds. So, I was always terrified of gaining the weight back, and, you know, I feel better about myself, and,
I stopped being
I
scared of
had I recognize that I had an eating disorder, and I fixed that by eating just normal balanced food, and too extreme one way or the other probably isn't right.
But Andrew, I want to tell you that, I'm getting allergy testing. I actually made my first appointment after I get the vaccine. And, the idea that I'm testing foods that I could be allergic to, but I'm getting treated for it. So right now I take a daily nasal spray for soy, which I'm allergic to, peanuts, which I'm allergic to, dairy, which I'm allergic to. But, obviously the foods that are, pure vegan, I'm testing more for. I tested off the charts for broccoli. I'm allergic to broccoli. That was my worst level food. I was a number 6. From a 1 to a 10, I was a number 6. 1 being not allergic at all, 10 being,
I just
you
wanna
know
jump around here a little
Sure,
bit.
sure,
My
go ahead.
Stacy is a doctor of education, very cool.
Fantastic. Thank you.
And authentic moments. I mean, that's what it's all about. You make authentic moments in business, you own it. You'll be
100%.
the best in business with authenticity.
100%. And your
And
picture is awesome, Stacy. That screaming
pops, I
picture.
love the orange.
Yeah.
Love it.
I wanna change our Oaken Bros logo to orange.
Yeah, no, I like it.
Mom is coming on next Wednesday. We'll do
And
some
a
live
week.
readings.
And yes, Lady Phyllis is our secret weapon. You nailed that, Tammy.
She's
You
the
nailed
nuclear
that.
weapon in the
I mean,
arsenal.
like, we were doing the meeting, and, like, Michael and I, we were, like, talking shop, and then all of a sudden, my mom took over, and I'm just like, "All right." You know? So that's always nice when you get a break and mom takes over. So yeah, respect, fellas. Not many people give him a chance due to his past aggression, and that's completely fair. Some people have absolutely brutal food sensitivities, and sometimes carnivore reduces that.
Andrew,
Yeah,
you're spot on, man. Really appreciate
you
that
nailed it.
comment. Yeah. And Eric and I had to go carnivore to figure out what we were allergic to. And I'm positive for beef. I'm a level 3 for beef and chicken and turkey and pork. I'm allergic to it. The one food I've tested a 0 for, you're never going to believe it. The one food I was a 0 where I had no reaction was chocolate. Okay. I was a 0 for chocolate. So I could eat chocolate and I don't get drippy. I don't get congested. I don't get sneezy, wheezy, itchy. The other stuff I'm being treated for it, but I have full respect for the vegan community. Really, I mean, it's a hard life,
What
man.
what I learned last year into this year is things change.
People
Yeah,
change.
things change. You change. What you're doing a year ago, you're not going to be doing a year from now. And what you wear changes. What you eat changes. Your personality changes. And you just have to let it happen. Don't hold on to things. You just change in life.
I don't know if you guys came in late here, and Eric, I apologize about sounding redundant, but I leveled up
Don't say
today.
sorry to me. Say sorry to
To the people who've been listening since the first minute that we went live. But I signed the contract on Monday. It went live.
Speaking of the Choco diet,
Is that a real thing?
no, but you kind of made it a real thing when all you were eating was the pure chocolate, right? Remember when you were just eating the chocolate?
I had a panic attack,
And then you had a panic attack because I had a conversation with Michael, and for every meal he was putting cocoa butter on everything.
I'm not allergic.
He was having cocoa butter, just everything. He was putting on steak. He was eating cocoa butter literally on everything. And if cocoa butter, it's caffeine. There's caffeine inside of it.
The cocoa butter. You're wrong.
What was it? It was cocoa nibs, cocoa chips.
It was the cocoa nibs.
Cocoa
I
nibs.
was putting
Sorry.
cocoa nibs
And
in
he
everything.
was putting this shit on everything.
And Thanksgiving weekend, I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I thought I was having a heart attack because I had so much chocolate, but I wasn't allergic. Sharon said the caffeine from the chocolate from Bangkok.
What's up?
Dana's in the house. Good morning.
We interviewed Dana, and we're coming to Bangkok at some point.
Soy cowboy, Dana. Soy cowboy. Eric and I are there. We have to tell our wives that it's a movie theater.
Yeah, everybody check out Idea Studio on YouTube.
Everyone go to Dana Bluen's YouTube. Guys,
Dana is a super villain.
Yeah.
So
Super.
actually,
super
Dana,
guy.
I titled your interview "How to Be a Super Villain." Just the FYI.
Dana is a clothing designer, and cool clothing at that. How kind of a villain would look.
No, Stacy, it was real.
It was real.
It was real, and I'm like, I warned him. I said,
Yeah.
Mike, I'm like, eat it twice a week. It'll be fine. No, he was having it 3 times a day. My mom was like, take it easy, Mike. No.
I wasn't allergic. Jeez, we can't make mistakes.
Heart palpitations for eating too much chocolate. Have you ever heard of that?
It was a lot of chocolate.
What's up, Sin? We were just talking about you.
Sin, I think we're going live in like 12 hours, right? Tomorrow, like 1 or something.
Is it?
I don't know. Can't wait to get you on the show. Looking forward
Sin,
to it.
we're interviewing tomorrow at 1.
Well, Sin's a movie girl. Okay. Sin, today, I'm saying this to all the new audience that's signing on right now. My book, Monsterland, I signed a contract. It is being turned into a feature film screenplay right now as we speak by Walker McKnight. Walker won the Nickel Fellowship Award for Street Rat Alley. And if you Google that, Street Rat Alley, one of the coolest screenplays I've ever read in my life. And it's being produced by this mega producer in Australia, nonetheless. And Walker is now going to be writing Monsterland, the screenplay, and my manager is packaging it with stars and directors, and we're going to take it to a studio and sell that motherfucker.
We're working on it.
We're working on it, man. That was today. That was literally officially today. Like Monday, the contract was signed, but I didn't find out about it until today. So, but that's been, I put up on the wall. Anyone that doesn't believe in vision boards, I made a movie poster of my book, Monsterland, and I signed it to myself. And it's going to get turned into a movie.
Heart palpitations are a little freaky.
Yep.
When I was eating bad, like when I was eating, shrimp bicho pasta from Cheesecake Factory and like having desserts, I would wake up in the middle of the night like,
that was just your sleep apnea.
It was probably sleep apnea, but I would wake up with the biggest feeling of dread, just of awfulness, like the most terrible feeling in the world, like just something terrible was going to happen. And it would take me like a few minutes to calm down. And that was until, I regulated my diet and stopped eating shit. Yeah. That I was able to not wake up and be, have, I guess, panic attacks. I don't know.
I get them.
I don't know if that is, I don't know if what I was having was a panic attack. It was just an awful feeling.
Yeah, it definitely was a panic attack.
I heard an Italian lady on YouTube taken to the hospital for eating too much Nutella. Her and her husband do pasta grandma. Michael, it's like,
I'm anaphylactically allergic to nuts, so I've never tasted Nutella. I don't know what it tastes like.
Thanks,
Stacey. Thank you.
Have you ever stacked a half dose pre-workout with Nootropics? I've never taken pre-workout. I've never taken protein powder or anything like that.
Eric and I don't like to take Advil or Tylenol.
I don't mind taking Advil or Tylenol.
I try to avoid it. Sharon says she warned me too. Yeah, Sharon's like, you're eating too much.
Everybody fucking warned this guy. Everybody that loved him warned him, and he's like, I can eat as much cocoa nibs as I please.
It was horrific. I didn't wish that on anyone.
You should. Here you go. Make a TikTok out of that. No. Story time. Make a TikTok. Tell the story of how you panic attack from eating too many cocoa nibs. Sometimes palpitations happen because magnesium levels are off. I eat with a keto approach, so I have to make sure I get enough. They aren't fun, that's for sure.
I got to tell you, Sin, I was on keto and I lost the weight. I lost 50 pounds on keto, and I had some of the biggest health scares of my life when I was on keto. I had an ocular migraine on keto, the heart palpitations.
Well, the day you had the ocular migraine, it's because you were just eating a lettuce leaf.
I was fasting.
Yeah, he was fasting, and he drank buckets of water. So what's going to happen if you drink buckets of water and you don't eat? All your electrolytes get flushed out. So of course he had an ocular migraine.
Yeah, that was scary. Not as scary as the vertigo.
So, Michael, what the hell do you eat right now?
I am purely balanced. I'm watching my caloric intake because I've introduced carbs back into my life. But generally, I eat a lot of ground beef. I eat a lot of potato, baked potatoes. Um, on the weekends, I'll have like potato chips or something as a cheat. And we have these these little mints, these little Seder mints that I eat on the weekends as a cheat. But ultimately, like we make, you know, I eat twice a day. I never eat breakfast, rarely ever eat breakfast. I'll have some cold cut wrap ups, with like a light carb. I try to keep my calories low and I feel good. It's just I'm the carbs scared me. They were really, I was 7 years zero carb, nothing, no carbs at all. And then when you introduce them back into your diet, you get a little scared that, am I going to gain weight? Am I going
Yeah,
to get
that was my
sick?
biggest fear. I mean, I have a picture here for all the newcomers.
This is a scary picture. You can see
Yeah,
my fatty
that's
liver.
Michael and I. In the front of it.
I was
And
240 pounds. That was the heaviest I've ever been in my
I
life.
was 280.
But
And
not only that, but I was
no wonder I was waking up with dreadfulness
the
because
biggest thing now, Andrew, the biggest life-changing thing that I've done in my diet that I would implore everyone to start researching is vitamins. I had started taking vitamins and they changed my life.
supplements.
Changed
Yeah.
supplements, sups.
Yeah,
They've
but,
changed my life.
do it under doctor supervision, and
Oh, yeah,
by no means are we doctors or telling anybody what to take or how to take or anything like that. But
100%.
do it under,
I'm
if you
taking
if you can get an alternative doctor, not a run-of-the-mill doctor, because they're just gonna wanna put you on cholesterol medication and do all that type of stuff. But if you go to an alternative doctor, they'll build a program out for you and really take detailed blood work about, your electrolytes and just
your
things you can.
LDL-4, your LDL-5.
Yeah,
They're not gonna take your cholesterol and go, "Oh, your cholesterol is 160, you should go on a diet." It's not like that. But you know what? I take B.
yeah. Clinical studies show, the keto diet is not sustainable for more than 6 to 12 months. I mean, I was on keto for 4 years. I was carnivore for 3 years. Since
And you
2012,
look like a Holocaust survivor.
I was emaciated. You know, like I said before, just things change and no matter what you do, and now I am the most balanced I've been in my life,
Sweet
where
potatoes,
for breakfast, I'll have, some type of protein, with some salad, avocado, and, like, pickles, and then for dinner, I'll eat half of a sweet potato with some meat, and, like, that's basically it. I don't really eat sweets, I don't like having headaches. My wife has been making these date nut spreads, like these date nut cupcakes, which are fine, but,
Oh, and I would like to
never
mention,
in my life have I ever been able to maintain my weight, and
yeah,
for the first time in my life this past year, I've been basically the same weight, and that's new to me, and that feels really good.
same here, and I would like to also mention, I wanna give a special shout out to my wife, Sharon. She bakes bread in the house with, like, 3 ingredients, 4 ingredients, and it's like the cleanest, purest form of bread. Wheat, right? So I'm doing allergy testing now. Wheat was a level 1. Like, I'm not allergic to wheat. It's just, and it was the one food that I wanted to be allergic to
Yeah,
because I don't wanna eat wheat, but I'm eating wheat now, and I'm not gaining weight, and I'm not getting sick. I do believe the supplements have helped tremendously, really and truly. The B,
yeah.
the C, the D, the K.
Let me catch up on some of the,
Sure, go
things
for it.
here. Sin is not into fasting. For a year, I
I
ate 1
love
meal a
fasting.
day. I ate 1 meal a day
It
for a
was
year.
great. It was
It
great.
was great, but I was doing it carnivore style, and, for lack of a better description, the bathroom was a horror show.
It was horrible. The
It was
carnivore diet, it's all bullshit, and I'm gonna call out the carnivores because they're lying. Every carnivore I've spoken to is like, "My poops are normal."
It's impossible.
It's impossible. When I was on carnivore, I don't wanna get vulgar, I don't wanna, like, make fun of the diet, but it was like fucking pooping hot coffee every single day. It was horrible. It was horrible, and you couldn't contain the shits because,
Yeah,
like, well, you're eating just meat, and it's the healthiest thing in the world, but you're fucking running to the bathroom 4 or 5 times and just exploding into the toilet. That's not normal. That's not normal. The minute I introduced carbs back into my diet and lowered the fat intake,
yeah.
like butter, like logs. It's great, and I eliminated dairy.
Yeah,
Uh,
I haven't eaten pizza.
when I was on, like,
Dairy, if I eat too much dairy, then I can't go to the bathroom.
yeah.
So I eat no dairy. Like, if we go to a steakhouse and my steak is cooked in butter, I'm generally fine with it. But beyond that, I don't eat any dairy.
I'm saying this to everyone out there right now. A naturopath doctor. Put that back up, Eric, with the pizza. I ate pizza every single weekend. It was our big Friday night dinner for Sharon, me, and the kids. Every Friday night we ordered from Mario's, and I would just eat the top of the pizza. Never ate the bread. Once in a while, if I wanted to cheat, once a year, I would have it with the bread. Never, ever with the bread. Found out I did this allergy testing, this skin prick allergy testing, where they test the level of what your body is allergic to. And I tested a level 4 for dairy. 0 is nothing. 10, you're anaphylactic, like you'll die if you eat it. And I was a level 4 for dairy. And I read and I found out, and this guy, Dr. Jonathan Wright, Wright. He's got this amazing YouTube channel. He says, if you've ever had strep throat or ear infections, if anyone listening right now has ever had strep throat growing up or ear infections, you are allergic to dairy. And the minute I cut out dairy from my diet, I'm 1 year dairy free now. Knocking on wood, the last time I was sick, I had the flu January 2020. I have not been sick once. I haven't had a sinus infection. Yes, I haven't been around people because of COVID and quarantine and everything. But I'm telling you, if you ever had ear issues, if your children have ear issues, sinus infections, sore throats, all dairy related. Cut out the dairy from your life. It will change your life. Guaranteed.
Migraines are awful, and they are correlated with anxiety and caffeine. So diet matters a ton, but I'm not a real doctor.
Stacey, look into dairy too.
I don't think I've ever had a migraine before. I've had headaches, but I don't think I've never.
I had
from what I read and what people have told me, I've never had one.
I had an ocular migraine, but my head didn't hurt. I just couldn't see out of my left eye.
Andrew, see you later. Have fun.
Later, bro. Andrew, thanks for tuning in, man.
Sin does not do 0 carb, just low, 25 to 30 per day.
Got it.
Tammy's all about supplements.
Love it, Tammy.
She's an anti-aging doctor. Yeah, we're seeing an alternative doctor, and it's nice talking with somebody who, it's like a YouTube doctor, like they're alternative thinking. So that's definitely great. Sin has totally been able to do keto for 3 years.
Congratulations, Sin. That's fantastic. I love the keto diet, but I gave up dairy.
Do you also practice any mindfulness or anything for emotional mental health? Yeah.
I do meditate. It does help.
And I have that book right over there is The Golden Coach of Shambhala, which is a form of meditation. And I do try and meditate at night, where I just basically watch my thoughts go through my head, and recognize the thoughts that are there. That's pretty cathartic for me. And I'm always mindful of other people's point of view, or at least I try to be. You kind of have to be if you manage people. You have to be mindful of their feelings.
I use Mindfulness, the app on my iPhone. I love it. I don't do it religiously. Intermittent fasting is amazing. I love intermittent fasting.
I haven't done it in a while, just because whatever I'm doing now is working. If it stops working, I can go 3 days without eating. I don't care.
Yeah. I do like not eating breakfast. Yes, he did. Scott Brick narrated my book. Yes. I'm so glad you recognize that, Sin. That's incredible. Yeah, he narrated Monsterland. That was when I got published with Wordfire, which was Kevin J. Anderson's banner. And Scott narrated it, and it's this book. And I got to tell you, I added 35 more thousand words to it. So with the script writing being written right now, it's going to change, and hopefully, maybe I'll get a bigger press. HarperCollins or Penguin Random House or something will pick it up when the movie gets signed.
That's the plan. Good night, Tammy.
Good night, Tammy. Thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it.
Dana's allergic to dairy.
There you go, man. What happens to you, Dana, when you
I think Dana left. He had to go to a meeting.
Oh, okay.
Dana, have a good day in Bangkok.
Soy cowboy. Still doesn't get old saying it.
Yeah, and migraines are not fun.
Oh wow,
it's crazy. And Sin's in the audiobook industry.
What do you actually? We're gonna find out tomorrow.
We're gonna find out everything tomorrow.
Yeah,
that'll be fun. But yeah, I think with that we'll sign off. We appreciate everybody tuning in, and we hope everyone has a wonderful evening, a nice rest of the week. Tomorrow, check out Justin Sledge. The interview will be dropping 8 a.m. Eastern. And we appreciate everybody who commented, everybody who interacts with us. You have no idea how much it makes our night.
Oh, and I'm saying it right now because I had the dream. I don't know if there's anyone out there. I had the dream, right? Eric,
Sure.
Tampa Bay is going to win the Super Bowl. Okay.
Look at
Tampa
that.
Bay, I dreamt it 3 weeks ago. The Tampa Bay, which is my team. All right. Massive. Never been to Tampa Bay, but I do see them play when they come to New York. Massive Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. Calling it right now. I should put a bet on this. I should call Vegas and have them
Should.
put money on it.
Good night, everybody. Peace out.
Bye, everyone.